In today's videos, we're going to look at the latest news about Avatar: The Last Airbender live-action series and see if it might have finally found its Jet. For those who don't know, Jet is an important character in the show, and I'm sure all you fans are anxious to find out who will be playing him. So, without further ado, let's get started. First up, the live-action Avatar series might have found its Jet. The live-action Avatar: The Last Airbender series might have found its Jet in the form of actor Siddharth Malhotra. According to a recent report, Malhotra is in talks to play a role in the upcoming adaptation. Jet was a fan-favorite character in the original animated series, and it seems that the live-action version will stay true to his roots. Jet was a freedom fighter who rebelled against the Fire Nation's occupation of his homeland. He was a skilled fighter and an expert marksman. Malhotra is no stranger to action movies, having starred in several such films throughout his career. He is also no stranger to playing roles with martial arts training, as he did in the 2016 film Boggy. If he does end up taking on the role of Jet, it seems likely that he will be able to do the character justice. The live-action Avatar: The Last Airbender series will soon be aired on Netflix. It will be interesting to see how Malhotra fares in the role if he does indeed take it on. Up next, the character is described as a hot-headed biker with a love for explosives. The character is described as a hot-headed biker with a love for explosives. This live-action series is based on the Nickelodeon show Avatar: The Last Airbender. The show ran for 3 seasons and was created by Michael Dante DiMartino and Brian Konietzko. The series follows the adventures of Aang, a young boy who must save the world from the Fire Nation. Jet is a member of the Freedom Fighters, a group of rebels who fight against the oppressive Fire Nation. He is a skilled fighter and fiercely loyal to his friends and comrades. While he may be impulsive and hot-headed, he is also courageous and determined. He will stop at nothing to protect those he cares about and fight for the freedom of his people. Jet is an important team member and will be a valuable asset in the fight against the Fire Nation. Meanwhile, the show will likely premiere sometime in 2023. Contrary to popular belief, the show will likely premiere sometime in 2023. Many fans have been clamoring for a live-action adaptation of the popular cartoon series Avatar: The Last Airbender. It seems their wishes might finally come true. According to sources close to the project, the team behind the show has been hard at work trying to find the perfect actor to play the role of Jet. Jet is a key player in Avatar: The Last Airbender for those unfamiliar with the character. He is an orphan taken in by a group of freedom fighters known as the Freedom Fighters. He eventually became their leader and helped them fight against the oppressive Fire Nation. He is skilled in hand-to-hand combat and archery, making him a formidable opponent. The team is looking for an actor who can convincingly portray the character's strength and determination. While it is still early in the process, it seems as though the live-action adaptation of Avatar: The Last Airbender is moving along nicely. With any luck, fans will finally see their favorite characters come to life on the big screen. And lastly, fans of the original series are excited about the casting news. Fans of the original series are excited about the casting news. The original series was a cult classic, and its fans eagerly await the live-action adaptation. The latest news is that the actor endorsed will be playing the role of Jet. Jet was a fan-favorite character in the original series, and it's great to see him being brought to life in the live-action adaptation. It's also exciting to see that the team behind the adaptation is willing to take some risks with the casting. So far, they seem to be doing a great job of bringing this beloved world to life. Overall, fans are excited about the prospect of the live-action Avatar: The Last Airbender series. While it is still early in the process, it seems as though the team behind the show is doing a great job with casting and bringing this beloved world to life. With any luck, fans will finally see their favorite characters come to life on the big screen. Next, in other related news. Firstly, Avatar: The Last Airbender exec teases the series' new projects. The Last Airbender has developed a large following since the finale aired more than a decade ago, with Netflix's forthcoming live-action adaptation along with Paramount's Avatar Studios working on additional features to return to the Bending universe. An author for the latter recently spoke about upcoming projects that will bring fans back to Aang and Korra's world on the franchise's official podcast. It's been over a decade since the Bending world was explored on Nickelodeon, with the universe originally closing for the conclusion of The Legend of Korra, the sequel series to Avatar: The Last Airbender that examined an entirely different realm than Aang and his friends had experienced. After learning that Asami is pregnant with Naga's kid, Korra finds herself face-to-face with Aemon when he appears out of nowhere in episode 5/15, The Voice in the Night. The Bending universe will return in the form of animated feature-length films. Earlier this year, it was confirmed that the first film would bring back Aang and his friends. This has left fans speculating what other stories will be covered in future films. If you haven't read the comics and you're looking forward to what's coming next, read them because they'll only enhance your overall experience. You'll learn more about what's going on. You may see some characters that you haven't met yet. A few Avatar: The Last Airbender comics have been released in the past. Many of them are published by Dark Horse Comics and take place after the original series and its sequel is finished. Even though they might not be considered canon, they help expand on the Bending universe. Next up, new Avatar: The Last Airbender game for Xbox PS5 gets leaked again. Despite a purported release date, The Last Airbender game has been widely anticipated. Avatar is one of Nickelodeon's Nickelodeon's most iconic brands. It was distinct from other shows such as SpongeBob SquarePants, Drake and Josh, and The Fairly OddParents in that it had an ongoing narrative that you needed to keep track of to understand what was happening. It wasn't something you could turn on and figure out immediately. The show was both dark and mature, particularly during its conclusion. It stood out on the network, was praised as one of the best animated series of its time, and has continued to keep its reputation over time thanks to spin-offs and availability on Netflix. The show was excellent, but it never had a video game that truly did it justice, and we won't talk about the movie adaptation. However, there may be hope yet. An Avatar game titled Quest for Balance is scheduled to come out this November, following an Amazon listing earlier this summer. This discovery has been made more authentic with a recent GameFly listing. Although the game hasn't been announced yet, many retailers have stated that the release date is November 8th. With such a close release date, there may be a stealth launch or an announcement at New York Comic Con. However, this could all be a mistake, so take this information carefully. According to rumors, the new Avatar game is expected to have an art style comparable to The Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wild. The new Avatar game will also allegedly feature several characters telling the series story. It's unclear what form the upcoming Avatar game will take. Finally, Avatar Studios looks back at the comics. The co-heads of Avatar Studios, Michael Dante DiMartino and Brian Konietzko, also recently spoke about the various comics and novels that have expanded the Avatar world. "We've been involved in all those main ancillary stories," he said. "Right now, we're treating it as though everything is part of the established universe and hopefully building on it." He continued by saying that while they hadn't ruled it out for the future, they were not currently planning on adapting any of the comics or novels directly, but we are feeding off them. Co-head Brian Konietzko added, "Avatar Studios is a Nickelodeon-owned production company led by Konietzko and DiMartino, who serves as co-chief creative directors. Little is known about Avatar Studios' future projects. Still, 3 feature-length animated films are said to be in development, the first of which will focus on Avatar Aang and his friends. Previous reports have claimed that one planned film will focus on Avatar Korra. At the same time, another may center on one of Aang and Korra's previous incarnations, fan favorite Avatar Kyoshi. According to rumors, a live-action adaptation of The Last Airbender is in the works at Netflix. Original creators Konietzko and DiMartino were originally involved in the project, but departed in 2020 due to creative disputes. The series does not have a release date yet, but filming was completed in June. Gordon Cormier plays Aang, Kia Wentio plays Katara, Ian Ousley portrays Sokka, Dallas Liu plays Zuko, and Daniel Day Kim portrays Ozai in the main cast. That rounds up the video for today. I hope you enjoyed it. Leave a comment below telling us what you think about this video. We'll see you at the next one. We appreciate you watching and hope to see you then.